In this tutorial, we're going to have a look at the application socrative, which is designed to collect student responses within a lesson. It can't really be used before a lesson, it's definitely about live responses. So, let's have a look. It's probably useful as a teacher to have both the student and the teacher socrative application. They're downloaded separately. So, if you go to the website socrative.com on your laptop and click on Get a Free Account, it takes you through to a simple registration page, and once you've filled this in using your school email, you will be sent confirmation and you will be able to use your email and your password to log in either through the website or onto your iPad version of the application. So once you've been through the registration process and you've logged into Socrative on your iPad, this is what you'll be met with. You can get the same options through the website as well, so planning can be done on the laptop. To run the Socrative application within the lesson, students can run from any device, so anything with an internet connection, which can be an iPad using the app or via the website on a laptop or PC. So we have a range of options here. I'm going to look at creating a quick question. Quick questions are designed to work within the class and be spontaneous. As you go in, we have a choice of multiple choice, true or false, or short answer. I click on short answer. We don't have to, let's get rid of that, we don't have to actually type the question in. You could give this verbally or it could be on a PowerPoint slide. We can choose either single or unlimited responses from the students. And we could also click, which I always do, on student name required, so I can see which students are actually responding to this. So once I press start, that goes live for the students. So let's have a look at the student view. Now that the question is live, the student will be asked to enter the teacher's room code. So if I go back to teacher view, we can see at the top here there's a room code 172062. So let's pop that into the student view to join the room. Now, the student view will then ask for a name. You could ask for initials or just a first name. Clearly we have to monitor that students are putting something appropriate in, but this can be quickly checked by a visible look at their screens on their own iPads. So there's my initials so that teacher know that's me. So no question appears because this was going to be a verbal question, but there is a box where the students can provide a quickly typed answer and submit that to the teacher. And that's the message that the students get. So let's have a look at the teacher response. We can see here that one answer has arrived, and as there is only one student, that's fair enough. I can reveal names or hide names. That's useful if you want to display this on the board and whether you want the answers to remain anonymous or not. And I can do a follow-up question, and it's quite a nice way to facilitate discussion. As a teacher, I can also click on Finish, and at this point I have the option to get a report or to go to the dashboard. Within a lesson, you're more likely to want to go to the dashboard. Reports can be collected at a later date. But let's have a look at that now. Here we have the option to have that sent via email, and assuming that you set up your email on sign up to Socrative, that will be then sent to your email. So you have the data that you can then check again within class. You can also do planned content. So if I look in Start a Quiz, you can see here I have some quizzes already created. However, obviously we would like to create a quiz. So I've clicked on Manage Quizzes at the top. I can either create or import a quiz. At this stage I can go back and look at any reports that have been produced as well. or I can click on My Quizzes to look at any quizzes I have. So I've clicked on Manage Quizzes, which gives me several options, including Create Quiz, Import an Existing Quiz. We've got My Quizzes, so we can look at any quizzes we already have, or we can go to the Report section. So let's go to Create Quiz. So this ideally is done before a lesson. We can give our quiz a name. We've also got this option to share. That's a useful way for other teachers and colleagues to be able to share the quiz that you've made. If you make a note of that number and pass it on to a colleague, they will be able to use that quiz using Socrative. So it's a good way to share content quite quickly as well. And then we can simply choose the kind of question that we would like to add. And this time it's worth, because this will be a self-managed series of questions, making sure we put question content in. So in this instance, we can put the question in and response and make sure that the correct answer, in this case false, is selected. We don't have to include the explanation, but it's a good way for the students to self-learn within your lesson. And then we can go on to either multiple choice or short answer and add these into the quiz. And once we've finished, we can click on the Save button towards the top right. And that quiz content is now saved. At any point, we can go back and choose the Edit options. So let's go back to a dashboard, which is the home button at the top left. When I go to Start a Quiz, I can now go back and select the quiz that I would like to do. I can have some additional settings in terms of randomizing questions and so on. We can have it student paced, where we get immediate feedback, or we can select teacher paced, where the questions timings are managed by the teacher. I'm just going to click on Start. And that question has now gone out to the students logged into the same room we were on earlier, 172062. So let's have a look at the student view. Again, they're asked for their name, and then the series of questions will come up. And this is, as this is student paced, if there was more than one answer, it would move naturally on to the next question. At the end of each question, they're getting the feedback that we set up. So they may have an activity where they make notes on those, or however you want to manage that process. Again, at the end of the activity, it waits for the teacher view. As we can see here, the teacher view has updated live on the iPad. So we will have a good idea for each question what the responses for the students were, and can work out where intervention needs to happen within the classroom. So that's the nuts and bolts of Socrative. There's a few of the things it can do as well, but there's plenty of support online that will allow you to manage that. As with the instant quiz, we can request a report. We can even bring up a chart if we want to share the whole question responses with the class. Hope that helps.